All right, let's go to Green Bay and the Packers, who are going to be for the first time in a long time without Brett Favre and or Aaron Rodgers. And have they done things to help youngish quarterback Jordan Love? Let's start with your favorite pick, Rick. Is it an offensive help, or are we going to the other side of the ball?
I'm going defense. I'm going to go with the Packer theme.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
There was no way they were going to take an offensive player in the first round. And the guy I like is a football player. I should say Love is a football player. It's amazing how many Iowa guys came out, yet they didn't play as well as you thought.
Right.
But Lucas Van Ness, he's going to give them everything they want. He's a multi-position player, hasn't nearly reached how good he's going to be as an NFL prospect. He's another one that when you went through the process, he blew out the combine. He had a phenomenal pro day. He can play defensive end. You see him inside, play defensive tackle. Gary is coming off an ACL and getting a little older. So I think when we interviewed him, and I had an opportunity to talk with him with you on the before the draft, he said most teams looked at him as a defensive end because there was some question on, do you put him 300 pounds on him and move him inside, or do you keep him out at end? Everybody that he said he talked to is going to keep him at defensive end. He even played from a 2-point, so he's got a lot of position flexibility, a lot of versatility. Everybody's knocking him a little bit because he didn't start down at Iowa, but he has the highest ceiling out of any of these young guys coming out early in the draft from the defensive standpoint.
He'll be playing in the NFC. He also told us he couldn't wait to face Patrick Mahomes, so they may have to come to the Super Bowl. So be careful what you ask for, I guess, but we'll all find out together.
Do you remember who he said he went up against in high school that opened his eyes for the first time?
So in high school, he faced Peter Skoronski, and he said Peter Skoronski taught him some very valuable lessons early on in his football career. Peter Skoronski ended up going to the Titans in the first round. He's going to be day one starter as well along the offensive line. That's 21 straight drafts that the Packers have not selected a running back, wide receiver, or tight end in the first round. But, Rick, they have a track record in round two of getting some wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, and Randall Cobb among them. Who do you like as your hidden gem going to Green Bay?
Yeah, I love this slot receiver, Jalen Reed, and he's out of Michigan State. He's going to be a slot. He's an explosive playmaker underneath. Reminded me a little bit about Randall Cobb and that type of athlete. He can make plays after the catch. He made some highlight catches down the field, even though he's a small target. The biggest thing I really liked about him, he's going to give them some return ability as well. So when you can get these smaller slots that can also help you in a return game and give you some explosive. Now let's take a look at what Green Bay has done. They got two young receivers, right? Dobbs and Watson from last year.
Yep.
They just drafted, not Laporta.
They got Musgrave and Kraft.
Yeah, Musgrave and Kraft.
Yep.
Now they got a slot receiver. They're all going to grow together with Jordan Love. So this is like a reset, but a lot of very talented football players on the offensive side of the ball to grow together.